Welcome all, welcome all. This is Mark Reese. I'm coming to you live from the DMV area. Today's topic of discussion is why aren't they not choosing us? A friend of mine put a question out there on Facebook about 2 weeks ago, and when I saw it, I was like, "Hey, man, this would be a good topic to talk about live and on stream." And a lot of YouTubers have done it and talked about it, but I know a lot of people wondering, hey, why is he talking about relationships while the country is at war? I was in the military 20 years, retired military. This is the real war. The real war is between man and woman. That war, if it continues, because it's been going on for eons, and I'm going to particularly talk about the Black community. If it continues to go on in the Black community, there will not be any Black people around in about 100, 150 years, as if we never existed in the United States. So the real war is not what's going on out there, which is, I appreciate the men and women that's putting their life on the line, because believe me, I put my life on the line. Here's my boots right here. I didn't wear these boots for nothing. I wore these boots to be able to do whatever the law says we can do within the confines of the law. And the confines of the law said, hey, we can love who we want to. A Black man can love and marry a Black woman, white woman, Hispanic woman. Anybody can marry anyone they love. Because the bottom line to me, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I just wanted to talk about it because I saw it was gaining a lot of traction on Facebook. And when I saw it, I said, hey man, we need to talk about this. So I see some information here. Pew Research, the Pew Research Center analyzed found that 79% of married Black men have Black wives. So that's the majority. But what the Pew Research is not saying is those 79% of Black men married to Black wives, they're ordinary people like you and I, worker bees. We make good money, have a good life, good living, but we're not rich. We're rich with love and happiness, all of those intangibles, which is the real richness. But what this Pew Research is not saying is that majority of the big contracts that the NFL and NBA players are getting, they marry white women or women of non-Black heritage. And that's the real conversation. That was the real thing that the women were getting upset about and getting hot and heated about. But this is a question here. Out of 81% of African-American athletes, just in the NFL and NBA alone, it's about 65% dating or married out of their race. Why is that? So that was the question that everything spewed from, and everything made me say, hey, I need to do a live about it, a live stream about this. So I want to just get right down to it because I have some videos with white men, black men, white men, everybody giving their take. And we're going to stop and talk about it when we get to these videos. But the bottom line, I don't see anything wrong with loving or marrying who you deem loves you and you love them. Love has no shape, size, or color. That's just me. That's my belief, and I'm going to stand 10 toes down on that until the day I die. Love has no shape, size, and color, and there is no law for love. So a man or a woman, especially that woman, because the woman is she's the first teacher of love. That woman can bless who she wants with her love. And there is no law to say you can't love that man or you can't love that woman. There is no law. There is no law for love. So that's real. So we're going to get on to some videos here, because these videos really get to the nitty gritty of getting the conversation started.
Can never ever be a high value man if your partner or your woman is accessible and available to other men, because your entire respect comes from the woman you choose to mother your children. If you choose loosely and you choose a woman that you would be upset if your daughter grew up to be like, how can you be a high value man if you can't make high value choices?
I'm gonna stop it right there. If I deem myself to be a high value man, I have to make high value choices. If I don't, the woman that I elope in holy matrimony to, she represents me. I represent her. We represent each other. If I'm a high value guy, meaning the way I carry myself, how I conduct business, how I treat people, how I love people, how I love myself, because I can't love nobody else unless I love myself. If I'm not showing respect and love to myself, I can't love anyone else. I can only lust for that person because there's no real love here. And that's, I think, a lot of women getting that misconstrued and getting that all contorted because a man will lay down with them, they think that's love. That's lust. That's the ultimate lust. It starts with sight. Once we see it, we want to touch it, we want to kiss it, hold it, and copulate with it. Any man does that. But the high value man, he can control his loins. Even though his mind might be soaring like a plane, he can control his actions. I said it once. A man is not a man unless he can turn down one of his greatest weaknesses, which is a woman. He's not a man. He's not a mature man. A mature man who has self-control, he's self-aware, he has discipline, he believes in something than a fleshly human being, that's the man. But a lot of ladies, in my humble opinion, I've been around 55 years, a lot of ladies don't like that man, which is cool because love, there's no law for love, period.
If you can't select women properly, how can you claim to be a high value man simply because you made 6 figures last year? You made 6 figures and you've invested it into a home. High value men have high value standards. Your values have to be high in order to be high value, not your bank balance. Because if you're authentically proud of her, you can't wait to have a daughter that acts exactly like her. But if you are just proud of her when you walk into a room and people stare and people are like, wow, but then privately she treats you badly, or privately you don't know if you can trust her or not, but publicly you feel really proud, that's a fake ego boost.
See, she said it, she hit the nail on the head. A lot of people, a lot of black people, they hang their head on money. Fiat money. It's fake. Do we need money to survive? Of course. We're not living in the Stone Ages where we can go and kill an animal, gut it, cut it, clean it, and eat it. We're not living in that age anymore. But the bottom line is, since we are now making money and making more money than we ever had, people hanging their head on money. Money just exposes who you really are. If you're an asshole, money gonna make you a greater asshole. If you're a munificent, generous man, money is gonna make you a very munificent and generous man. That's just how it is. Money amplifies who you are. That's it. That's all it does. Pay some bills and amplifies who you are at the core of yourself. Period. So this young lady was getting down to the fact that if a man chooses a woman and that woman is a ratchet woman, it shows that he has no dignity and respect and love for himself. Now, I say again, if that's who he loves, so be it. Go for it. But at the end of the day, you, the one who picked and chose that woman, and she chose to be with you, you got to live with that. And a lot of people, they say they want something, but they really don't. When they say they want a simple life, a drama-free life, no, they don't. Most people don't. I'm being honest with you. Most people can't stand peace, true peace. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you an example. There's a woman that reached out to me on one of these dating apps, because I'm not on the apps all the time, but she happened to reach out to me. And she was being transparent with her personality. I'm going to read it to you. I'm not going to give names, of course, but I'm going to read it to you. She was being really transparent with who she is as a woman. And I appreciate that. Trust me. She says, I'm both city and country. That's cool. Classy and ratchet. That's cool. Gospel and go-go. That's cool. A fan of traditional gender roles. That's cool. I appreciate laughter and peace. That's cool. So the only question I had for this young lady when she reached out to me is that, do you have enough discipline, self-control, and self-awareness to display your ratchetness in the proper place and time? Because I'm like this. There's a place and time for everything. And right now, in this day and time, anybody, everybody does anything, anywhere, anytime, because there's no shame. So I asked her the question, do you have enough self-discipline, self-control, and self-awareness to display your ratchetness at the proper place and time? That's it. That's what it boils down to. Because I put it in a nutshell for me, because I'm a human being. I'm a man. I got teeth, they bite. But I tell a woman in a heartbeat, I can stand with you in the light and I can lay you down at night. So there's two sides of me. The one who can stand with you in the light and the one can lay you down at night. So I know how to control myself. There's a proper place and time for everything under the sun. So that's what this young lady here on the screen was talking about. The man picking that woman, if he picks the woman and she represents the reciprocal of him, meaning he's a good, decent, wholehearted man, hardworking man, he respects and loves himself and others, and then he elopes with a woman in holy matrimony, and they copulate, to procreate, have kids, and the kids run amok because the mother is not there. She's out in the streets. But the man is like, hey, I thought you was going to get right with being with me and having kids. No, she showed her hand. You chose her. You tried to change a woman who can't be changed only on his time. Time heals and reveals everything. So when a man or woman is ready to change their ways, it's on whoever you believe's time. And my belief is Christ's time. He changed. Time heals and reveals everything. So there's no need for haste. All you got to do is, those who have eyes see, those who have ears listen. That's all you got to do. On to the next one. Matter of fact, if you want to get in on this conversation, I can send you a link. Let me see, the chat. I can put it in the chat. I can send you a link. But if you want to partake in the discussion, because when it's an open-ended discussion, that's when it's best fruitful for everybody, and everybody can get something from it. But here's the next video.
But there is the idea circulating that white women are nicer than black women.
Well, they are. Because they haven't gone through what we had. They don't have the history we have. Why shouldn't she be nice? I remember one time I was in New Orleans doing a program, and we came out of this restaurant, and there was a white woman sitting on the curb. Middle-aged white woman. She was big and chains and everything. I said, I'm not giving you nothing. You a white woman. You got everything at your disposal that you could have in this country, and you sitting out here begging. And I told my party, don't give her nothing. I said, you just need to get up and go somewhere and clean yourself up and be white. You get something going, all right?
I'm going to stop right here. all of these videos are fair use only. I have no rights to the music. Everything's fair use. But what Miss Shahrazad Ali is talking about is the white woman looking run down and beat down and asking for help. Now, anything can happen to anybody. I don't care who you are. Anything can happen. In the blink of an eye, we can be done. So that white woman probably was down on her luck, for real. But what Miss Ali was talking about, all she had to do was clean herself up, look presentable, and somebody go snatch her up. Hey, that's just white privilege from my eyes and my experience on this earth for 55 years. If they look decent and clean themselves up and know how to, quote unquote, behave, because we're going to talk about behavior too. I hate to say it. I'm not even going to say submission. I'm just saying behavior. We're going to talk about behavior. But anyway, what Miss Shahrazad Ali was talking about, what this white woman who's looking beat down and run down, asking for help, that's all she had to do is clean herself up, look presentable, and behave. Somebody's going to be there for her. It's almost like a built-in DEI, which in the workforce, most white people are getting the benefit from. But hey, this is not a political thing. I'm just saying. It's almost like a DEI is what Miss Shahrazad Ali was talking about. The white woman was looking beat down and run down, and she was asking for handouts, but that's all she had to do is clean herself up, look presentable, and behave. Somebody will be there for her. And that's what she was talking about. Check it out.
If not, one of these stupid Negroes will get with you, but you got to clean up and do better than that. I say, but so she has certainly a better opportunity. Now, low-class white woman is not going to agree with that. She thinks she's having it as hard as black people. In fact, she thinks we the reason she has it hard. Right? But it's really not like that. That white privilege that they talk about is real. That's very real. And we practice a little of it with each other on the lighter skins and the darker skins. We ate every idea they fed us. We ate it. Even though it was all against self. They taught us to want that.
Yeah, she hit on it. You have white and black within the race of black. They call me soot, smoke, chocolate, purple, Europe, all kind of stuff when I was growing up. Trust me, it was rough. But that roughness made me who I am. I love everything about me. Not in love with myself, but I got enough love for myself to respect myself. So Miss Ali was hitting on it, where within the black race, there's racism within the black race. I mean, you go down there to Louisiana, you got the Creole and the dark purple and Europal, and you got the caramel skin. Hell, even when I was at Virginia State, I went to college. I learned that the brown bag test, because I saw all the people back in the 1800s when Virginia State, late 1800s, early 1900s, when they was, starting out to college and everybody getting educated. A black person had skin tone like me. It didn't pass the brown bag test, the paper bag test. So I didn't know that until I got in college. I said, wow. So then when I saw all the dignitaries or the people before me who graduated in the late 1800s and early 1900s, all of them look what we call light, bright, and damn near white. So it was a fact. It was a fact. So now dark-skinned people like myself and darker can go to school and get educated without having a brown bag, paper bag put up to the face to say, I'm sorry, no matter how intellectually endowed you are, you don't pass this test. You don't pass the brown bag test. So thank God that's out. Thank God that is out. But she was talking about Miss Shahrazad Ali. She hit on that a little bit. But within the black community, and I say everybody has their prerogative, what they like, what they don't like. Some people don't like a middle-aged man with a salt and pepper beard. Some women don't like a in-shape man with no beer gut. They want a man with a beer gut, make him feel safe because he's bigger. That's their prerogative, man. Everything is fine. There is no law for love. That's the way it is, and it's true. So she hit on a couple of things. The white woman looking downtrodden, That's all she had to do is clean herself up. Somebody's going to snatch her up. And she even alluded to one of these silly Negroes might snatch her up. I mean, hey, they said we're bottom feeders. I'm not a bottom feeder. I respect myself too much. And I don't look at people as less than me. I just say, ain't nobody better than me, and I'm not better than nobody. It's me against me. That's how I look at it. So here's the next video.
Why do black men want white women? We see them at their lowest, and we pour into them. We don't tear them down. And at their lowest doesn't mean they're deadbeat. It just means they haven't reached their full potential. So we step in and we help them up. And where you water things, things grow. I hope this helps.
Yeah. That woman, she was telling the truth. If you're going to water anything, it will grow. Whether it's hostility or you're watering it with love in your heart, it's going to grow. If you do it hostilely or hatefully, it's going to grow up hostilely and hatefully. If you put love, dedication, and some pride into it, it's going to grow up with some type of direction, with some type of understanding that I can't treat anybody any old way. I got to protect myself, but I can't treat anybody any way. Treat them like you want to be treated. So what she's saying, this white woman was saying is, in her experience, she meets them where they are. If they're in the gutter, she don't mind getting in the gutter, building them out the gutter. What black women call it, oh, I don't want to build a bear. I'm not a woman, and I guess women have been through it, where they build a man up, he leaves and gives the fruits of their labor to another woman. That's what I'm thinking. But this white woman here, she says, hey, we meet them where they are. If they're downtrodden, we'll meet them there and help build them up and love them and pour into them without throwing that in their faces. When I met you, you was this, you didn't have nothing. You didn't have a car, had nothing but clothes on your back and the shoes on your feet. Now, what this white woman was just articulating is she meets the man where he is. And wherever he is, she embraces it and step by step helps him get out of the rut that he's in. Now that's real love. And I can speak for myself because I'm a man. If a man receives that type of loyalty and patience and honor without throwing it in his face and belittling him and emasculating him, that brother's going to be a loyal person to you. He's going to be what they're calling in the streets, ride or die. That brother we're like dogs. We're like dogs. We're going to be loyal to you. If you meet us where we are, don't throw it in our face and respect us where we are and help build us up, the average brother is going to die for you. He's going to literally die for you. But I say again, in this community, the black community, I don't want no scrubs. Ain't nothing going on about the rent. Got to have a JLB to get with me. All this stuff. I mean, I was a little guy when that song came out. I'm about 10, 12 years old. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. You got to have a JLB. This has been planted in our minds and in our communities for years. Years. And I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I remember 1980. I'm 10 years old. I got 6 sisters. 6 sisters, 4 brothers. I'm the youngest of all the 11. And I'm like, at 10 years old, I remember my sisters getting divorced. And I'm like, yo, why are they getting divorced? Now, at 10 years old, I didn't know what was going on with their husbands and them. I didn't know. All I know, who was in charge laid a seed And that seed is a freaking forest now. Because black man and woman are like this. They're not like this, they're like this. So that's the war. That's the real war. If we can't get together, we got to try to get together before we go under. I remember James Brown saying that. Hell, it was in the 70s. I'm assuming he made that song way before the 70s, but I remember that song, we got to get together before we go under. So right now, we are like this. We are literally apart. We are literally split like the Red Sea, apart. And we got to come back. We got to come back. And if we don't, I don't see the black community existing beyond 150 years. Obviously, everybody within the sound of my voice, including myself, won't be here in 150 years. But I don't see the black people being here beyond 150 years if we keep going at the rate like we're going. I just don't see it. And if we are, and I hope we are, still here as a people beyond 100, 150 years, marriage is going to be, that's just my estimation, marriage is going to be for rich people. Ain't that a shame? Because two sets of hands is better than one set. Two heads are better than one head. Two pairs of legs are better than one pair of legs. So the way things are going now in the black community, I ain't talking about no one else, I'm talking about the black community. I see marriage being exclusively for rich people. Because us little common people, we're not worthy, we don't make enough, we don't have any of those tangibles. We got the intangibles because the intangibles is where it's at. The tangibles are ephemeral. They have a limited time. The intangibles are eternal. They're forever. So let's go to the next one. Well, that white lady, what she discussed was something mature, where a mature man and woman, if that man is down and out and that mature woman meets that brother and loves him where he's at without throwing it in his face, this is the reciprocal. What I'm about to show you is the reciprocal of the young brothers who are getting with the Caucasoid white women. Because at a certain age and stage, it's not about flesh anymore. But when you're young, it's all about the flesh. And I'm about to show you it's all about this. Now, I've had my share, my lot, my fill of women. I've been all around the world 7 times. And I must admit, that stereotype, for me in my experience, it is true. If a man got to ask a woman, can you do this? Can you do that to me? If he got to ask her, what that song Kendrick Lamar said, you fucking up my flow. I hate to say it. When you're young, and if you don't have to ask a woman to do what she just did, that brother gonna be locked in until he wakes up and say, I'm bigger than flesh. He gonna be locked in. So, in my experience, I say again, I've been around the world 7 times. And I had my lot, my share, my fill of women. All from nationalities, different countries, everywhere. That type of woman, what she just displayed she can do with that sword or whatever it is, Jedi sword or whatever she has. Imagine her doing that with her man. And he doesn't have to ask her to do that. He gonna be locked in until he wakes up and say, hey, I'm bigger than just flesh. And that's going to be a minute. It might be the rest of his life. He might be the rest of his life. Because everybody matures at certain times. Everybody matures at certain times and ages. Some people never mature. Some people mature. I tell women all the time, I was a young fool. I'm not going to be an old fool. That's just me. That's the way I rock. I was a young fool, and I thank God I was a young fool. I learned so much for being a young fool. I refuse to be an old fool. I just won't do it. But the skills that young lady just displayed right there, until a man wakes up, and he may never wake up and say, hey, I just want flesh all my life. He gonna be locked into that type of woman. And from my experience, I know it's anecdotal, because I haven't had every woman in the world. It's 8 billion people, and it's 4.75 billion women. That stereotype that she just displayed with that sword, or that action she just displayed with that sword, this stereotype is real from my experience. It is real. So that's all I have to say about that. But sisters, if your man have to ask you to do that, it fucks up the flow. I'm just being honest with you.
Want to know why we like y'all black men? Because they not y'all black men. They don't know shit. Way back in the day. We gotta go way back there. How we were separated. And there's some still sneaky stuff going on, right? But as things evolved, got better, we started to mingle together. And that made a lot of us white and black folk happy. It did. And then we got to mingle together even more. And I think that the black man and the white woman just like each other. I just think they like each other. And you're mad about it?
Man, let us know what y'all think about this. Leave a comment down below.
Well, obviously, that young white woman is young, and she's just in her ratchet mode. I can tell by the way she was articulating herself. She was being pompous and, arrogant about taking the black man from the black woman. So, based on what she said and based on how she was articulating her thoughts, she's basing everything on flesh. So, when life be lifing, and it will be lifing, but when life start lifing and things starts to change, that young lady gonna want something deeper than flesh. The young man gonna want something deeper than flesh. So right now, at her young, exuberant age, she looked like she was late 20s, early 30s. She's still in the fire, and she thinks she can't get burned. But the bottom line is, when you're young, I know when I was young, I'm speaking for myself. When I was young, everything was predicated on the flesh. Everything was predicated on the flesh. When you get a little wisdom and you get a little older, you realize the flesh is only skin deep. I want something deeper than that. But by the time people get to a certain age in life, if that's what they're accustomed to and that's all they know and have seen and experienced, they'll stay locked in that mode until the day they go back to Christ. And I say again, I don't judge nobody. Hell, I'm a sinner too. But I've matured to the point where if I'm going to elope in holy matrimony with a black woman, white woman, I don't care what color she is. If she treat me the way I respect myself and she's reciprocating the love I'm giving to her, I don't care if she was orange. I don't care. My preference, though, is my kind, a black woman. That's my preference. And everybody got preferences, just like everybody got a nose. Everybody has them. So I don't look at anybody with a side eye because they have a preference of a person. It's your preference is your preference. It is what it is. But that young lady was being a little bumptious. She was being a little cocky. And a woman like that, I hate to say it, sister girl on the street probably retaliate on her because she's being pompous about taking black men away from black women. But hey, it is what it is. On to the next.
Why are all these black college athletes that are getting drafted having white women? What's going on? I am going to tell you. As someone that is friends with a lot of D1 football players and D1 basketball players, I'm going to tell you because they have told. Whoa. Before I get into this, I want to make it clear I'm only into black women. I'm just telling you what they have told me. My man said, bro, how many white women have you seen use the Memphis Down Challenge? He said, excluding the ones that think are 2 shades away from being bottom. I said, probably one. He said, okay. Yo, 5 of my guys got play on Division 1 Power 5 football teams, and they start. They were like, goody. You know the type of NIL deals we got. One of my men said, bro, I was messing with this black girl. She heard about the deal I got and started to request money. I'm
going to stop right there. I say again, in this day and time, everybody is hanging their hat on money, particularly the ladies. I'm going to put it to you like this, ladies. I'm not saying all ladies do this, but a lot of ladies do. Where you work, how much money you make. Hell, it's a lot of ladies don't even like brothers who work a 9 to 5, an honest paying job. They don't even like it now. So I don't want to get into what they like and don't like. All I know is this. Money is fiat. It's fake. It's fiat. The government prints it every day. It's fake. But that's the currency we need to pay our bills. The microphone I'm talking to you on, the eyeglasses I have, the headphone, everything costs some money, some fiat money, like Monopoly. But I will talk about some other things later. But this young man here is telling you about the NIL deals that the young athletes are getting in college. Name, image, and likeness. They're becoming millionaires in college. It's ordinary now. So what he's saying is sister girls, the black young ladies in college, want to start running up a bag because he has a bag, which turns the man off. Because you can't buy love. If there's no law for it, you definitely can't buy it. You can buy somebody time, just like all y'all time who goes to work tomorrow, Lord's will. Somebody is buying your time for fiat money. But that's just the way the world works. So what this young man was saying is those young men that were getting NIL deals and getting the bag from NIL deals while in college, the black women want to run the bag up and treat them like a dollar bill. But you'll see what the white girls do. The white girls are just, we'll let him tell it.
Who pays and cash apps for her hair and nails? Oh, shit. My other friends were saying, bro, I would try to take her out to Chipotle, Kava, this and that. She would get mad talking about why are we going to steakhouse? You're good for it. I said, oh, shit. They were like, bro, white women? They're down to go and get a cup of coffee, go and get some fucking ice cream. My friends were like, bro, white women we're dating, they pay for a lot of our stuff. I said, what do you mean? They said, bro, they know that we're making some money. But while we're at practice or we're at camp, they got us our favorite Cabo Bowl, double chicken, right? Waiting for them to come out of practice.
You see that? The brother man here is explaining, he's articulating, even though the brother man, the athlete, the NIL deal, the multimillionaire young athlete in college is making that money, the young white girls are oblivious to it, or at least they're acting like it, and still catering to the young men. They're buying the young men Chick-fil-A. They don't need much. The man is in college. He's an athlete. He's gruddy. He's grimy. He's an athlete. He's a jock. He's not going to want to go to Ruth, Chris, and all this stuff. He just wants something to put in his body so he can perform on the field and still get that money. The young white woman seem like she knows this. The young black woman in college, she knows not what she do. So she's ruining the bag before it gets started. Let them continue.
Friends are telling me these girls are getting their projects done, getting their essays done, online tests done on time. I said, wait, what? I said, bro, what about maintenance? No way y'all got paid for hair, nails, bags, for lifestyle. He said, bro, first of all, my girl will get her own Starbucks and even get me one, but if I want to be nice, I'll get her something, from Starbucks. And they were like, hair.
See? What he's getting down to is reciprocation. The white young girl in college, they're catering to the young brother with the NIL deal and reciprocating gifts, time to that young man. Instead of him getting her, instead of him giving all the time, she's give and receive, or sometimes she's in the giving mode more than he is. That's called patience. That's called patience. That young lady is being patient because she know the money is going to get greater and greater as he goes forward in his career. He's already a millionaire in college. I tell you, man, I remember the old folks used to tell us back in the day, peace be still. A lot of women can't be still because they want something so quick. They want it quick. They want riches and money so quick, it's insane. But you got to be patient. The guy is right there in front of you. He's probably cheating off your papers in college. But you can't be patient enough to respect and love him enough knowing that he's about to take off. Because if he's making millions in college, he's going to get drafted to either NBA or NFL, depending on what sport he's in. But a lot of sisters are just not patient enough to wait. They get a dollar in their hand, it's like fire. They got to spend it. And that's a sad situation. Because I ain't going to lie to you. I believe in my case, I come from meager beginnings. And just because I have little things now, that don't change who I am. At the core, I'm just a munificent, honest man who loves life to the point where I don't like belittling people and putting people down because they're in a situation that I'm not in. It's called respect. You just got to respect each other. If you respect yourself first, you'll respect someone else. Well, this young man broke it down because he's in college. He know D1 athletes only dating married white women. And he just gave you the reason why. On to the next video.
What's the thing with basketball men and white women? What's that about? People in sports and white women.
I think a majority of what we see is men choosing women who are willing to do for them what needs to be done or what they need to feel within a relationship. She probably waits on him hand and foot, gives him sound advice, talks to him respectfully, and the list goes on and on and on. We don't talk about in our community is the war between men and women. That's why we here. You know what I'm saying? People that look like me and you who don't treat each other, show up for each other the way that we need to.
This is what I was saying earlier. Yes, we're at war, or there's a conflict. They don't want to call it war. We're at conflict with Iran. But the real war is at home. It's at home. And the government got all 10 of their fingers in it. All 10 in it. All the way down to the house, to the kitchen, to the bedroom, to the bank. It's in every aspect of our lives. The government. But the real war is what he just said. Man and woman. Those two are at odds. That's the real war. Because that's how we populate the earth, if you didn't know. So if we can't coexist long enough to procreate, to populate, and then once we populate, get out of here. They run amok, lifespan short, shot down, selling dope, on the plantation, i.e. prison, it's cyclical. It's sickening and it's cyclical, which is insane to me. Because by now, those who have eyes and those who have ears see what they see, hear what they hear, and want to change it. And right now, this has been going on for decades in the modern era of life. Decades, which is very sad, very shocking, and just, it doesn't make sense.
And women all day long. I have clips in my phone, even from other podcasts and other things that go viral, where you literally have women that look like you, Queen, that are saying, we don't need men, we don't need them. Good. But then the same women that say, well, we don't need y'all, you get mad when they go elsewhere.
Facts.
But I don't hear people going crazy when Serena marries her husband or Eve marries her husband, because it's a double standard.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I say again, there's no law for love. Love comes in all shapes, sizes, and colors. But I see the double standard, what he's talking about. When a celebrity black woman marries any black man, you go, girl, do your thing. But when the black man who just signed a $240 million contract, a $300 million contract, or whatever big multi-million dollar contract, and gets with a non-black woman, their nose go up. I'm trying to figure out why is that? But he just hit on something else. This brother just hit on something else. He said he see women, black women, all the time. I don't need no man. All I know is that comes from somewhere. Someone before you taught you to say those lying words. Because at the end of the day, everybody wants unfailing love. Better to be homeless than a liar. That's facts. So when I hear a woman say they don't need a man, that's the biggest lie they can ever utter through their mouth or out of their mouth, as they don't need a man. I haven't seen one man in his right mind who wasn't of the Rainbow Coalition say they don't need a woman. I'm 55 years old. I've never seen a man in his right mind who wasn't of the persuasion of the Rainbow Coalition say that he don't need a woman. To me, that's blasphemy. Every man know, I know, I love, need, and want a woman. Period. I don't care what has happened in the past, what types of transgressions, what type of hurt a woman has caused me. I will refuse to let one woman stop me from loving another woman when there's 4.75 billion women on this planet. I won't do it. That would be foolish. Foolish. But let's keep going.
They'll say, I'll take that billionaire too. But again, are we focused on the love aspect, or are we focused on what you think or how that looks? I'm big on, black love, but I'm also big on love.
Yeah. Love has no shape, size, or color. Who you prefer, that's your preference. Everybody got one, like everybody has an opinion. So I don't get into why is that athlete with that black woman or white woman or Hispanic woman or Asian woman. If whoever he loves, that's who he loves. That's it. But in today's topic of discussion, it is a big rift between black man and black woman. They're at odds with each other. They can't come together on nothing other than to copulate, to possibly procreate, to end up breaking up and say, that's my baby mama. that's my baby daddy. That's crazy to me. That's insane to me. It's perpetuating our community and keeping it stagnant. And not even stagnant. It's going down from what we had in the 80s. In the 80s, yes, we had the crack pandemic or epidemic and all that stuff, but we still had families. And now the families are broken up. 40 years later, the seed was planted 40 years ago. And black families are almost extinct. And if you see one, it's almost like you're seeing a unicorn. But I got some fellas that I grew up with. They have good wives. They have great families. I don't get in their stuff because I know they're human and they're going through stuff. But the bottom line is this: they're together. That's the key. Together. Everybody thinks that togetherness is weak. Hey, a 3-stranded rope is hard to be snapped and broken than a 2-stranded rope or 1 strand. So when you got 3 strands, that man, that woman, and their creator, that's one seriously strong rope. But hey, this brother hit on some good stuff. Love has no shape, size, or color. And the sisters, they just, for some reason, they are not putting themselves in position to be chosen, and when chosen, be kept by that man. They're just, for some reason, they're not doing it. Matter of fact, I believe a lot of it has to do with women are not being raised to be wives. That's a whole nother topic of discussion, which we probably talk about in another live stream. But on to the next.
Do you feel like why do you feel like men, especially NBA players, get with the white women? Is it because they're easy, quote unquote?
See, the first thing she wants to say, she's a beautiful black woman, but the first thing she wants to say is they're easy. No. From my anecdotal experience, they know how to behave and they know how to respect you. Even if you have a disagreement, they're not going to do it in public. So it boils down to knowing when to say when, a place and time. The white woman knows the place and time to have a dispute. I'm not saying all white women. I'm not saying all women. I'm not saying all. There is no all of nothing. So not a lot of people always talk about all, no, it's not all of nothing. What this young lady just said, because they're easy. Come on, man. Femininity is a powerful drug. I'm going to say it like that. Femininity is a powerful drug. It will make a man do anything. It's a powerful drug. And most ladies have the drug and discard the drug for some pseudo drug that they're not suited for. They want to be masculine. The weak man will gravitate towards that masculine woman. The man who honors himself, knows himself, respects himself, loves himself, once he's in the presence of a feminine woman, I can speak for myself, I become like Superman. But that's a rarefied woman because there's not a lot of feminine women walking the earth that I've seen. Not in this day and time. It's just not. So I'm going to see what Paul Pierce got to say because she already said, because they're easy.
Theories, but I really want to hear you.
I want to hear it too.
I honestly think that maybe they appreciate maybe more, and they apologize more.
Oh, man. Mm-mm-mm. This brother said they apologize more. Listen, man. I'm not going to throw my ex-wife under the rug because she's the mother of my only child. I was married 11 years. Not one time in my 11 years of marriage did she apologize to me sincerely and mean it and accept responsibility for doing anything wrong. Not once. Now, that's 1 out of 4.75 billion people. So I don't hold all women to that standard. I just know this much. What he just said, men see it a lot. We see it a lot. There is no responsibility. There is no accountability. There is no apology. There is none of it. None of it. And it could be like black and white situation. None of it. A no-brainer. None of it. I mean, absolutely zero. And that's the issue. That's the issue. But let them keep cooking.
Listen, I'm scared. Hold on. No. Hold on.
I mean, you know,
I had an interview with
don't mind being held accountable.
I'm so scared of this, y'all. Because I had an interview with Columbus Short, and I asked him the similar question, and he said something. And I got dragged for filth. I was on Breakfast Club, I was on Sherry Rose. I had death threats for so long from black women because they said I laughed when he said that. So let me not laugh. I don't have nothing to do with this.
I mean,
I'm black. He don't know though because he dates black women. Period. So you're not come for him. Period.
Yeah. So he alluded to one of the 3 A's that I was reading about in this book. The 3 A's is not AAA. It's acceptance, approval, and appreciation. Everybody wants it. Everybody wants to be accepted. Everyone wants some type of approval, and everyone wants to be appreciated. He just hit on one of the 3, and he laughed about it, but it's serious. When a man is with a woman and he's not appreciated for the things that he does, without being told to do them. He's in the grind every day doing them. And she looks at it as this, that's what you're supposed to do. She starts to take him for granted. Oh man, that's a horrible feeling. I'm trying to tell you. That's a horrible feeling. When anybody, I'm speaking from a man's point of view because this is why men, are not choosing white women, or not choosing black women. And as a man, I was married to a black woman for 11 years. So it was ups and downs. We had a good time, but it just ended the way it did. And I learned a lot from it. But what Paul was talking about, a white woman will apologize and she appreciates him. Now, this brother here made about at least $300 million or more when he in his career and as an NBA player. So I know he's talking from experience. Yeah, he's a recent divorcee. I want to say he got divorced about a year after he retired from playing, which a lot of them do, because it's just, it is what it is, man. But appreciation and apology. A sincere apology without the grin and smile of you're joking and it's half-ass apology. Oh, we want a full apology because as a man, you know what, babe, I messed up. It was on me. I apologize. We roll with it and then keep going. In my lifetime, I've not seen a woman do that to the point where it's like, what? I haven't seen it. I just haven't seen it. But he hit on one of those three A's. The three A's are acceptance, approval, and appreciation. Everybody wants them. But he's just doing another A in there, and I like that. Apologize. On to the next video.
So this is probably going to be very controversial. I feel more safe in a space shared with black men than I feel very unsafe in a space shared by white men. Now, before y'all get your panties in a wad and get all pissed off about this, when I am surrounded by a bunch of white men, I'm constantly looking around. I have no fear in a room full of black men. The reason why. When I go to the movies, I don't worry that a black man's gonna the movie theater. When I go to my church, I don't worry that a black man's gonna the church. When I go to the mall, I don't worry that a black man's gonna the mall. When I go to my children's school, I don't worry that a black man's gonna the school. Black men will target one or two or three individuals. White men will go schools, movie theaters, churches, your grocery store.
I just heard a big YouTuber, shout out to Anton Daniels. I just heard him say, cowardly men. And what she's talking about from her, I mean, this is a white woman, what she's saying, in her experience, she's a white woman, she said that her own kind, she got to worry about having that stuff done. So when I saw this, and I heard Anton Daniels say today, only cowardly men go after the masses. And it's not the masses as in they're going into some LA fitness gym where all the men are cock diesel and buff and stuff. No. They go to where the meek and the helpless are. Elderly, children, hospitals, schools, churches. They don't go in an establishment where there are active fellas, men and women who are active body people and can jump on you just like that. So when I heard Anton say that today, I said, man, this woman, and she's a white woman, speaking from her own experience of how she feels about her own kind, she doesn't feel that with a black man. I can speak for myself. I want some water. I want to eat. I want to sleep. I want air and health and strength and just live a good life. Average black people, I'm an average black man. Do I have a little money? Yes. I'm not rich. I'm not poor. I'm blessed. That's how I say it. I'm blessed. I don't get into all that, how much money you got and what you pushing and rolling and riding. I don't care about none of that mess. My thing is living a simple, exiguous life. Not messing with nobody, but ain't nobody messing with me. Respecting people, they respecting me. And just living a good life. Simplicity is hard to find. And once you find it, it's hard to keep, man. I'm trying to tell you, simplicity is hard to find. And once you find it, it is hard to keep. Let her finish up.
So before you say that you're worried about being surrounded by black men, you better think about that.
Yeah. So she obviously she hadn't been in the hood because I'm from a small town, but it's some hood areas in where I'm from. It's hood areas everywhere in America. So I'm just speaking from where I'm from. I heard another YouTuber say it, and he said the unthinkable out loud. Shout out to CGA. He said, when there's a lot of niggas around, I get nervous. He said, I get nervous. Then he said, the biggest threat to a black man is another black man. Listen, man. Black Lives Matters Black Lives Matter is supposed to be this big entity to shut down, senseless killing of black people and anybody, because every life matters. Since Black Lives Matter came out about, 4 or 5 years ago, what George Floyd was in 2020? Yes, almost 6 years ago. Matter of fact, May will be 6 years, I believe. No, May 20, it was 2020 or 2021 when he got killed. But the bottom line is this. Ever since Black Lives Matters got started, black crimes are still at an all-time high. So I'm trying to figure out, if Black Lives Matters, why don't black people think that when they're taking black people down? I mean, they're taking black people down over the most foolishness, the most foolish of things. Chicken, French fries, they're eliminating their brothers over the most menial things. So what this woman is saying, obviously she hadn't been born and raised in the hood like a lot of us have been, knowing that when a lot of us gather, especially after 12 at night, something's about to go down. I know this. I've seen it. She hadn't been in that environment. And so she feels the way she feels, and that's her thoughts and feelings. But she has some legitimate points. But hey, just the other day in ODU, it was a brother walked in there, and Skinny Pop on ODU ROTC program. It wasn't a white man. It was a brother. So there's good and bad apples in every ethnicity. There's not just one. All of them have it. So on to the next.
I don't like they talk too much. They argue too much. I don't listen. Black women love me. I love black women. I don't hear no bunch of arguing.
But here's the question I would have to any black man who maligns and denigrates black women to justify dating white. First of all, you were going to date white even if you were treated well. Because your abhorrence for black women is not just about how she treated you. Your abhorrence to black women is about the fact you always wanted a white one. You're just using her as the excuse for why you are there.
Right. Let me stop right there. He hit on the word abhorrence, meaning hate, disdain. Listen, there's a reason for everything. And I can tell you right now, if you go back far enough at the genesis of that young man's life, who he's talking about, I think he's talking about Terrell Owens and Shannon Sharp, RG3. A couple of footballers, and all of those are footballers that have. I know RG3 married a white woman. Terrell has kids by white women, and we all know what just happened with Shannon Sharp. He just got took to the bank and dunked on by a little. I guess 19, 21-year-old young white woman. But the bottom line is, if you go back far enough in the annals of their histories, you will find somewhere that some woman, I don't know if it was a sister, a aunt, a mother, a girlfriend, a friend, some woman did something up here to change their outlook on what they prefer based on how they were treated at the genesis of life. Not now. They got money now. They're grown men now. I'm talking about between the ages of birth and 10 years old. Something happened. I don't know what, because that's not my life. That's their life. But he said the abhorrence, meaning the disdain and hatred for the black. Now, I don't think they hate black women. I don't think so. They all have black mamas. I don't think they hate black women. I don't think so. I don't know them like that, but I would think they don't hate black. As a matter of fact, I know Shannon Sharp loved his grandmother. His grandmother is almost like a deity to him. God rest her soul. But the bottom line is this. if you go back far enough in the annals of their life, you will find someone, i.e., some woman, did something to make them think that I don't want the woman that I came through the birth canal of, a woman like that. I guarantee you, if you go back in the history of their life, you'll find it. Let them keep on.
We've all been mistreated before by women, period. But I never abandoned them, you understand? You wanted white women anyway. You're just using black women as the excuse. And this is how I explain it. Who has mistreated the black man more? The black woman or the white man? Mm-hmm. There is no black man in America who can say, I've been mistreated more by black women than white men. You a damn lie.
Let me stop him right there. This is fair use because this clip is like 5 minutes long. He said, who has treated you worse, the black woman or the white man? Now, I'm just 55 years old. I wasn't in Jim Crow. I wasn't in the slavery movement, all that stuff. I'm 55. I'm a Generation X. But from my experience, when I was married, I'm being honest with you guys. My wife felt like my parole officer. Living with me, I'm taking care of her, food, clothes, shelter, vacation, paying bills, loving on her, doing everything that I knew how to do. That's inscribed on a tablet of my own heart. But hindsight 2020, it felt like she was my parole officer. Any little thing, come and get him. Hell, I'm an officer. I'm an officer in the U.S. Army. All I wanted to do was go to sleep one day. I never forget this. I was at Fort Jackson. I was in captain's career course. Had the hardest week. It was the hardest week, trust me. And I wanted to come home and just go to sleep. End up at my crib, 2 6'6" policemen. I told them, I said, listen, I don't care what you do to me. I just want to go somewhere where I can go to sleep. It was just that horrible, man. That's just one example, but I'm not going to throw her under the rug because, I mean, hey, I've done stuff too, but she never stuff like that. I know that much. But the bottom line is, I felt like, this is just me, I felt like she was my parole officer. And what they call it today, the ops. The ops is with you. They know. When I say they, are black women know. It's this thing called third country national. When I went abroad to serve our country in Korea, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Abu Dhabi, Croatia, Bosnia, I've been everywhere. When I served our country in all those foreign locations, austere conditions, it was something called third country national. The third country national was the lowest of the low. They came from afar to work in the country that they was working in, sending money back to their spouse and their families. And that's what I see happening to America now. We, black men, are treated like third country nationals. And they know it. At the top of the heap is the white man. They know this. When I say they, our women know this. At the top of the heap is the white man. Second, the white woman. Third, the black woman. Fourth, the black man. I'm not even getting all the nationalities in there. This is just black and white. Our women know this. So when you're a man of great character, you have something to lose, your career, your reputation. Man, they do not hesitate to call the popo on you like if they're the ops. I'm like, no, man. So I refuse to live that life again. I refuse to live like that again. I don't care if she looked like Halle Berry with Oprah Winfrey money. I don't give a shit. My peace is greater than any woman walking this planet. Any. So he hit on to something, who treats you worse. And in my case, when a man and a woman are married, I was married, it's worse than being in a phone booth, hand-to-hand combat. It'll wear you out mentally. It'll wear your ass out. So when he said, who treats you the worst, I don't know how old Dr. Umar is. I can Google him up. But I'm sure he wasn't there, no Jim Crow and all of the slavery and all of those ages where we had no rights and couldn't even look at a white man or woman on the sidewalk. No, he's not that old. He probably my age, 55 or less. But the bottom line is this. Obviously, the young man, good Dr. Umar, hadn't been married long enough or hadn't experienced the woman that he was eloped in holy matrimony to, treating him like she was his parole officer. That's a horrible feeling, brother. I'm being honest with you. That's a horrible feeling. So I'm gonna let you keep on.
Locked you up.
Right.
Who miseducated you? Who fired you? Who won't give you a job? You understand?
Yeah.
Most of the black man's problems in America were caused by the white man, not the black woman. Why you don't have the same smoke for him?
Yeah, and that's
why you don't have the same smoke for America that you have for the black woman. If it's purely about how you've been treated, you should be way more angry at white men than black women.
That's the whole fact.
It's because you love white people. And having sex with that white woman is the way you try to psychologically prove to yourself that you're equal to her white man.
Right, and the scapegoat is...
Look! Shannon Sharp and Terrell Owens said when I went to school, black girls called me ugly.
Now, listen. I was saying this earlier. As a black man, everybody been through it. From first grade to kindergarten, first grade, all the way through to college. You've been through it. But once you grow up and feel yourself out, i.e. Shannon Sharp, Terrell Owens, RG, all those guys are grown, full men. And it has nothing to do with money. Their bodies are filled out. They're men. They're masculine. They do what they do, and they do it well. So based on how they were treated at the genesis of life, not as grown men, I'm talking about early, from the age of when they could start remembering things all the way through when they left college. I can almost bet my bottom boot. I can almost bet these bottom boots here that Shannon Sharp, Terrell Owens, RG3 was treated like third country nationals. I can almost guarantee it. I can almost guarantee it. But the good doctor is trying to chop them up, verbally chop them up, because they're rocking with who they rock with. I say again, love has no shape, size, or color. And it has no laws. There's no law for love. None at all. You can't even buy love. Doesn't keep on.
Well, Shannon Sharp and Terrell Owens, when I was young, going through school, black women called me ugly. Right? But Shannon Sharp, you let a 19-year-old snow bunny put a dog leash around your damn neck and walk you around calling you monkeys and apes and the N-word. So you mean to tell me you don't date black women because they called you ugly when you was a child? But you'll let a white woman dog walk your ass butt naked around her bedroom, calling you every monkey and ape and N-word there can be. But it's okay when a white woman disrespects me. It's okay for the white woman to put a dog collar around my neck and call me the N-word. It's okay for the white woman to put a dog collar around my neck and force me to engage.
No, I'm going to stop him right there. Shannon Sharp, I imagine, was having something what they call role playing and being a free, intelligent, cock diesel, strong athlete that he is. The role playing probably gave him fuel for the fire to light her fire. Period. I'm going to give you a serious story here. I know a friend, I'm not going to name no names, but a friend of mine, we was in the military together. And he said before him and his ex-wife divorced, hey, we're going to have our last hoorah together. This brother told me she wanted to be in the house, have him come in the house like he was robbing the house, and do the R word to her. That was her dream for the last hoorah they had. And I'm like, what, are you serious? He said, man, I came in that up. It was so crazy. But I mean, hey, he did what he had to do. And I said, thank God she didn't flip the script on you and say, hey, he did the R word to me. You know what I'm saying? But that's the fine line a man got to cross to please a woman. There's some role playing in there. If you come in there Bobby Blue Blandish with the same stuff, hey, man, get out of here. They're gonna be trying to go and find something else. So you got to meet them where they are, man, and give them what they want. So Shannon Sharp was giving the young lady what she wanted, playing a little role playing, and hey, he acting like it's, a crime to do those things. Hell, I mean, I'm imagining Shannon Sharp still got lots of energy. Brother Cock Diesel's on or what, but I'm sure he did some role playing just to add a little fuel to the fire, to get more extra added oof to it, But the doctor want to be all sober-sided and serious about Shannon Sharp doing what he does behind closed doors to have fun. It's all in fun, but he want to make it serious and politicize it.
Racist sexual play. But if a black girl calls me ugly, I'll never date one again. But a white woman could dog walk me butt naked and call me an ape and a gorilla and an N-word. And it's perfectly fine. You a goddamn hypocrite. You hate yourself and you hate black women. Stop making excuses.
Right, and sometimes it feels like that they don't hate black. They just feel like they hate what a black woman had to be. A lot of times black women are kicked into survival mode. So sometimes
we are responsible for how they are.
Now, I agree with them. I agree with them 100% on that. We are responsible for how the black women are. I agree with that. My thing is this: leaders lead, followers follow. When a leader is leading, the follower has no choice but to follow. Because the leader is standing 10 toes down. This is the direction we're going. This is the mission. These are the goals we're going to go after. These are the key goals. This family will do this, this, and this in the next 5 year increments, the 5-year plan. You can only take one day at a time, 1 second at a time. But the leader has a plan for 5 years for himself and especially his family. So if the man is standing 10 toes down, flat-footed in his masculine, leading the family, she has no choice but to follow or deuces. Period. No choice but to follow or deuces. That's it. She has no choice. The man is the head. He's not the tail. That doesn't mean that the man can't take suggestions from his woman. Because one of the most powerful things I can say as a man is I know not. Because I don't know everything. But the things I do know, this is the direction I'm going. This is how I'm going to get there. Either you're in or you're out. That's it. It's as simple as that. Let the doctor keep cooking.
They say I like the white woman because she's passive, she's docile, she's feminine, she's supportive. She allows me to lead. You know why? Because she don't need you for anything, idiot. The white woman needs nothing from the black man. Let me say it again. The white woman needs nothing from the black man. Let me say it one more time. The white woman needs nothing from the black man. And when she's tired of you, she'll just accuse you of rape or get a divorce and take half your damn bag.
Right. Now, I'm going to say this. In response to the day and time that's going on, that's happening with everybody. Everybody. You got Jordan got the spoke. You got everybody. Anderson, what's the brother name? Anderson play on that sitcom. He used to play in Life. All these brothers get the smoke. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter who you are. You can be tall, dark, handsome, rich. You still gonna get some smoke. That's just how it is. Women are divorcing men, not all. Women are divorcing men and saying, no, I'm done with this. Give me what you got, give me what I'm worth, and they're gonna get what they're worth. Hell, anybody will get what they're worth. But they're gonna get what they're worth, they're gonna break it up. No matter how good it may be to you, no matter how secure it may be and feeling safe, because there's security in togetherness. There's security in togetherness, security and safety. But when you break that family up, there's no security, no safety. What they call it, your ass out. So he acting like only white women do that. Every woman is capable, and a lot of them are doing it. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Shannon Sharp about to pay this white girl $25,000 per cheek.
And she looked like 2013 Steve Nash.
Look like a 13-year-old boy.
Yeah,
and you're going to pay her $25,000 for an ass cheek she don't even have.
Man, she looked like she needed to be passing the stardom mile.
And then they got the nerve to be calling black women gold diggers. Well, as black women are the gold diggers alone. Show me an OnlyFans model. Show me a black OnlyFans model who about to get $25,000 a cheek.
Right.
And them sisters got fat asses. You feel me? You talk about sit-up buns. They got the sit-up buns.
He keeps selling the woman short. I want to say that woman got somewhere about $20 to $30 million from Shannon Sharp. She told him $25,000 per cheek in one of those emails that was going back and forth between them. He didn't do it. He didn't acquiesce, and it cost him. It cost him a big bag. Now, obviously, Shannon Sharp got that type of money to go ahead and say, hey, you can go ahead and retire from OnlyFans at a lawsuit that's tax-free on your behalf, that is, that's on him, and still survive more than the average American on the planet. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is, no one wants to give up that type of money when he could have gave up $25,000 a cheek and end up losing 20 to 30 million. So she got off like a fat rat. Trust me.
I get 25 grand a cheek. I'm looking at this white girl ain't got no backside, and you're about to give her 25 grand a cheek. Because it wasn't about the body. It wasn't about the looks.
It was the craving.
It was about the color of the flesh. This is about whiteness. I want proximity to whiteness.
Do you think
The closer I am to white people, the better I feel about myself.
Listen, I don't agree with a lot of stuff he's saying, but I agree with some of the stuff he's saying right now. From my point of view, from my own experience, I've seen a lot of black people, a lot of non-black people. They feel like their closeness or their proximity to a white person makes them somebody better. It's mind-boggling to me. It's mind-boggling to me. But I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen it with my own eyes, and I'm like, wow. They really think that if they can rub elbows or be in close proximity to a Caucasoid, they're worth more than being with their own kind. I've seen it in the workplace. Trust me, I've seen it.
So you think Shannon Sharp? Because I sometimes think that it's the activity.
Well, I'm gonna say this much, because that's the end of all the clips. Man and woman, preferably, more specifically, black man and woman, we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do. Because right now, this is what I see. I see marriage being only for rich people. And when I say rich people, it doesn't matter it doesn't matter what nationality you are. I see it being for rich people in the next 20 to 30 years. But this is what's disturbing to me. And I must give a shout out to him, because I don't agree with him, but I see it and it's happening. There's something called the red light district in Germany. The United States is the new red light district. I hate to say it, but I have to say it. The United States is the new red light district. Germany has nothing on us. Women are selling everything about them, selling their souls for a meal. Everything about them. When I say everything about them, they're selling. So I must shout out to the man, CGA. He's living that lifestyle where he calls it free agent lifestyle. But even though I wasn't raised that way, to think that way, and I don't think that way, but I see what I see. And it's becoming more congruent to what he's talking about and the lifestyle he's living. The ladies are pricing themselves at a low price, because once a man gets the money, anything goes. Anything goes. And right now, it looks like the woman is selling themselves very short, very cheaply, because it's rough out there. Gas is high. We had a war. Food is high. So I just see the black community has a lot of work to do. And if we don't do the work, we are going to go under. We're going to go under as a community, as a people. So all of the work, all of the marching, all of the voting, all of the sacrifice will be for naught. And I would hate to see that happen. So if we want the generation behind us, the next 1 or 2 generations behind us, to get together in holy matrimony, to have families, we have to display that in our own lives. They have to see it, other than just hear it. But I'm going to leave you with this. Everybody wants unfailing love. Better to be homeless than a liar. Take care of yourself and each other. Peace.